In a world where automation and AI are reshaping marketing, can creativity still be the strongest force? My guest today certainly believes so. Joining me is Dheeraj Sinha, Group CEO for India and South Asia at FCB, and one of the most powerful voices in advertising and branding today. Under his leadership, FCB has redefined its creative and cultural ambition, putting purpose, performance, and people at the center of the business. We'll talk about the evolving idea of creativity, the tension between data and instinct, the changing role of agencies, and how brands can stay relevant in a fractured, fast-moving media world. Dheeraj, it's great to have you on Media Dialogues with Storyboard 18. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Delshad. Great to be here.
And I want to, while, of course, in my introduction to our conversation right now, I started with a focus on FCB, but let me zoom out, because you also, of course, wear another hat. You are the president of the Ad Club, a storied organization, body in the business. Tell me a little bit about what are you thinking in terms of the redefined purpose for the Ad Club, and how are you sort of charting a path where it becomes increasingly important, especially today with the industry being at this crossroads, as you mentioned. What is that point of view that you want to put out there?
So Delshad, firstly, huge amount of gratitude to be leading Ad Club at this point in time. When you look at it's a 70-year-old organization, right, with IPs such as Abbeys, MVs, FEs, right, and all of them, like FEs, we are celebrating 25 years of FEs in India, some 70 years of Abbeys in India. So like really storied, and so many great people have walked through the corridors of this club, and we get handed over something which has been precious and preserved over a period of time. I think we're also the committee which has come on board is very diverse. So we have clients, we have people from Delhi, people from Bangalore. So in that, it's truly the Ad Club of India and not just the Ad Club of Mumbai. We have agency folks, we have media folks, we have folks from platforms like Google, Snapchat, etc. So the idea was to have a very diverse today's mix
reflecting today's
world, because advertising doesn't live in its own world, right? We live in an ecosystem of clients, platforms, media, and so on and so forth. And a number of clients have actually joined the club. What we are saying at this point in time, Delshad, is of course the advertising club has a couple of very, very strong IPs in terms of awards we do, and they are done seamlessly, right? Of course, they will get upgraded. We are seeing how we can, say, do a day or half a day of programming on the back of some of these IPs and so on and so forth. So there's some thinking on upgrading some of these platforms and programs, because they're already very, very solid. So that's an easy kind of a job. As a group, we're also saying at this point in time in 2025, when there's so many questions being asked of what is impactful, what is effective, what is the role of media, what is the role of creativity, what is the role of a CMO in today's times. And we're saying, as the leading advertising marketing body in the country, can we have some of the point of views on these? So within the Ad Club, now we have 5 committees which run the 5 events. And now we have 5 other committees which are developing point of view on, say, AI and technology as one, developing a point of view on media and platforms and another, developing a point of view on impact and effectiveness. So about 10 kind of subcommittees within Ad Club who are building point of views, and the idea is to have a voice on young talent, on technology, on the future of our business.
Yeah, because also, I mean, this has been a sort of raging debate for a few years now in terms of the relevance of industry bodies. And I think Ad Club was at the front of that debate simply because of the properties, some of the properties that you mentioned. So tell me, is there any resistance or challenges to this transformation, to this upgrade, whether it's participation, genuine participation, meaningful participation from all stakeholders, whether it is agencies, clients, platforms, media houses, as well as young talent. Because another point of bone of contention was the fact that we don't have enough next gen or younger leaders in some of these bodies. So how have you managed, or how have you handled that challenge?
So see, I would say there is no resistance at all. I think everybody is happy to upgrade. And in fact, almost everyone I called for to be part of the committee, Delshad, was very excited. I think we are all in a stage where we want to add back to the industry that has given so much to us, and not just advertising. A lot of the clients as well, they're very excited to be a part of it, to give their bit, build the change. In terms of next gen, we have younger leaders. We have from Talented, we have Gautam and so on and so forth. So you should see the profile, and we've got a fair mix of people in terms of that. So I would say everybody's excited to give their bit and leave the industry a slightly better place than we all got handed over to. So I mean, every time we just did the last board meeting last month, we're having one subcommittee meeting today, and I'm really excited about the energy that people are giving us back.
That's good to hear, because these are legacy organizations, legacy properties. But coming to the question of creativity, especially in this world of AI, automation, etc., all of that, how do you find that balance, Dheeraj? Even as the CEO, of course, of FCB. India, South Asia, again, FCB, legacy organization, legacy agency. How do you find that balance between creativity and, award-winning work, or, effective work, and all of those parameters that you define successful work as? How are you, in a sense, putting the agenda out there for FCB as well as the president of the Ad Club?
Yeah. See, I think to me, the two are the same. So there's no debate between what's creative and what's effective. I mean, long time ago, say about a decade ago, people would say, oh, it's not creative enough. It won't win Cannes, but win Effies. Right? It won't win Effies either. So if the work is not great, right, you are putting so much more weight on media muscle to push it through. Right, so what is creative is effective, right? And we are in a commercial business. I have no illusion that we are artists, right? So we are here to deliver to business objectives of clients, and the more spectacular the creative idea, in my experience, the stronger the brand. If you look at all the body of work that I've been involved in my past life, whether it's Spotify or Amazon or PhonePe, or now the work we are doing for Mahindra and Amul, or KFC or Uber, right? Across the board, it's about what's creative is effective. And clients have learned that. So gone are the days that, this is boring in terms of work, but it moves the needle. No, it doesn't, because it gets buried in the toxic waste of content which is being thrown out in the world today.
Well put. It almost feels like a bit of an abyss, right? Where people are just dumping all of this and just disappears into this black hole.
Yeah, I'm saying, what about the carbon footprint of all the content that's being sent out and means nothing to people?
Absolutely. I think, that's what sets apart great brands from brands just sort of chug along, which is that defining work.
Yeah.
And that, like you said, it's creative and commercial. It's not either or. But specifically zooming in on the point about technology, because I'm of course familiar with the kind of work that you did in your previous role with Burnett and Publicis Group, and now with FCB and IPG, is that focus on the infusion of technology in creativity. Again, how do you sort of galvanize the troops, the creative troops, who have perhaps done a few things a certain way, and then you have this injection of new talent coming in, who want to tinker with technology and who are fascinated with the shiny new toy. How do you not lose that creative soul while layering up that technology?
So I've been thinking a lot about this, Delshad, and the conclusion is that if you chase technology for the sake of technology, that you will fail, right? So say, oh, let's do something AI today, right? You will come out with something which is very crappy. But if you have a brilliant idea and you think it needs technology as an arm to execute it, right? And technology helps you execute it, then you'll be successful, right? And all the work we've done in the past, whether it was 175 Airtel, where we de-aged Kapil Dev using technology, right? Or a lot of projects which are in play right now at FCB. Some of it is work in progress, so I can't talk about it. They are ideas powered by tech. So it's a large platform idea for a brand, and then technology is being used to power it. The way
Give me a few examples. Give me a few examples of work that has already come out there that is a benchmark for you in terms of using technology to power a creative idea.
I mean, the work we did for Airtel, as we said, 175, where we de-aged Kapil Dev, and I lost a few black hair during that period. It was not an easy project to handle. And we created the whole innings that he played, right, and launched the 5G service of Airtel using that as a content piece, right? That's a great, it's like using technology of future to give India a chapter back of the past, right? So it's emotional. It is story. It's
Nostalgic.
nostalgic and being powered by tech, right? And there are a lot of other pieces of work. I mean, Ogilvy's piece of work on say Cadbury,
Yeah, the
right?
SRK
Yeah,
one.
SRK,
Yeah.
huge example of again brilliant storytelling powered by technology. So there are lots of examples of that being done. There are enough examples of technology for the sake of technology as well, which smells foul. I think my sense and my experience, at least at FCB, is that everybody's excited to experiment. So we are running this whole program on, we call Brainy with AI. There's a clever play on that, on upgrading all of us on AI platforms. So there are large training being run. People are playing with it. We've got licenses on the floor. In fact, a lot of the work, in fact, right now as we speak, there's a presentation happening to a client where a music from the past has been remixed using Suno, right? And it looks very good. I saw it in the morning, done in 3 hours time. So a lot of the work for presentation is being done on AI. A little bit of work from the output perspective is also being done on AI, but we are on early stages on that, right? My sense is all agencies will get at par on that, right? I don't think there's any big competitive advantage when it comes to that. My big penchant on technology and AI is that how do we use AI to solve for problems for a billion, which also matter for clients, right? And that's the real opportunity in the use of AI.
Let's face it, FCB was one of those organizations, and I've had this conversation with the previous global CEOs of the company as well, that had this kind of, and this was the term used, this fuddy-duddy kind of, this image and the perception of its work, but it has this amazing body of work, and you came in, you're working to transform the company. So what are clients expecting of FCB today? And when you go into pitches, right, what's the perception of FCB? How have you managed to move the needle there?
I think the perception of FCB, at least from my perspective, is great because it's visible in our pitch strike rate, it's visible in the work that's coming out and so on and so forth. It's visible in the talent we are able to attract. So, I mean, if you look at the whole body of work that's coming out on Uber, KFC, all the other brands, ITC, Amul, Mahindra, for example, we launched the Born electric vehicles for Mahindra, and hugely successful, 30,000 bookings on day one. Those cars are world class, the advertising is world class. So I think clients expect from FCB nothing less than world class. I think the other expectation, Delshad, is say about a decade ago, right? Clients are very excited about defragmentation. I had a client who used to get shots to office during the great sale, and they're like, Dheeraj, I am collaborating with 17 agencies. I have a mainline agency, I have an ORM agency, I have a social media agency, Very excited. I said, congratulations, right? 10 years later today, you talk to clients and saying, can you integrate this for me? Can I have one throat to choke? Because nobody wants to do their own job. Everybody wants to do somebody else's job. And the balls are falling through the crack. So the way we position our organization is like India's largest full funnel setup. So we can go from very, very high-end strategy. And that's one gap that advertising left on the table, which is strategy. And I, coming from the strategy background, we've brought that back in a big way. So we help clients crack their growth strategy. And I'm not talking comm strategy or digital strategy, but growth strategy. What's your game? So we can go from very high-end strategy to mainline, to digital, to CRM, to production, to content, to media, all in one shot. And all of these services have to be best in class. And I think that's what we are getting called for as FCB at client's end.
So you think you're absolutely well prepared for this new world order? Of course, a lot of turmoil or whatever you want to call it in the agency ecosystem with the whole course, the consolidations, etc. Of course, consultancies encroaching on territories. Then you have this entire raft of independent players,
Yeah.
enticing clients
Yes.
with whatever,
Yeah.
cutting edge work and ideas they have, plus clients in housing as well,
Yeah.
creativity. And we've seen it's a trend, it goes up and down,
Yeah.
but it's on the upward trajectory again. You think you're well positioned to, be as competitive and ready for that, to capture that growth?
See, honestly, Delshad,
Are there gaps? Are there gaps still in
the
what you plan to
model
do?
the model of the advertising agency network needs a redefinition, for
Needs a
sure.
redefinition.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are gaps. I think, as I said, there are gaps at two ends of the model. At the top end is a gap at a strategy level of being able to help clients crack growth strategy, right? And that's the gap at the top end of the model. And the gap at the bottom end of the model is in the go-to-market execution. I think we are the only business which leaves execution to outside parties. I mean, you go to a doctor or a surgeon, they say, I will operate on you. Right? They don't say, go to the store 3 blocks down the road and they will do the execution for you. So these are two big gaps in the advertising model, right? We are leaving accountability for others, and we are leaving money on the table. Right? So the new model will do a very good job of seamlessly stringing all of that, and therefore being able to orchestrate growth for the client. Right? So our biggest relationships, our biggest piece of work are happening where in the client's room, we are asking the question, how many cars do you want to sell? How many people do you want to subscribe to this app? Right? And then we're engineering and orchestrating, and I'm choosing my words wisely, we are orchestrating the whole marketing funnel to that end, right? Then of course you need each of these parts of the funnel to be best in class and in your control. They cannot be outside your control. It has to be in one person's whip and band. So that's the ideal model. We are getting there. We have the right set of people. We have the right set of structures. Are we perfect? Nobody's perfect yet. But I think we know the North Star. Now it's about building towards that and building proof of the pudding for that.
So, and when it comes to, you oversee India and South Asia, when it comes to a global perspective on the India market currently, how would you put it?
I think we are the only market, when we're getting on global calls, Dilshad, we are the only market which is growing at high double-digit levels, right? Unfortunately, our dollar value makes our sizes small, but we are the only market when we put up our pitch winning charts, right? Number of pitches we are doing, number of pitches we are winning, the growth we are putting on the table, the margins we are putting on the table, that is spectacular, right? So I think India is on the radar of all global companies, markets, because very, very few markets in the world are coming back with this kind of growth. Right?
Absolutely.
So I think all networks are hot on it. The other thing which has happened, Dilshad, and I've now been here 25 years, right? I started my career getting global brands to India. So localizing MasterCard to India, right? Those were my jobs early on. I think what's happening is now we are taking Indian brands global. So Mahindra is now a global brand. Amul is launching globally, right? We have Indian brands which are giving global brands a run for their money. Right? And that's such a beautiful space to be in, that we have world-class brands and products coming out of India.
It's interesting you mentioned this, because with everything that was happening with Trump's tariffs and the threats that were being flung in India's direction, this whole sort of move towards the swadeshi move and the push for that. How is that playing out in the advertising world, in the media world, Dheeraj, for you? Like you mentioned, we are building from India for the world.
Yeah.
We are building Indian brands that can scale globally and of a certain stature and quality. Of course, it's a long journey. It's nothing happens overnight. But what's your take on this whole Swadeshi move?
See, if you look at my portfolio, about 98 to 99% of my portfolio is India one, right? It's been won and nourished locally in India. So our biggest clients are Tata Motors, Amul, and so on and so forth. And I'm very bullish on, if you look at the other thing which has shifted is the quality of products. I mean, look at the cars Mahindra is making, look at the cars Tata Motors is making. Look at the product from Amul, right? I mean, they launched the high-fat version of milk in the US. It's getting off the shelf. People are absorbing the tariff, willing to pay for it, right? So I think our products have become global, and therefore the packaging around the product in terms of packaging, marketing, advertising has to be global. Today, when I'm designing the brands, the Indian brands, I'm not designing them for India. I'm designing them for global appetite, because a lot of Indians are exposed to the same standards as well. So I'm excited about it. In fact, I think the whole idea of India becoming important and self-sufficient, but with the new global standards. Earlier, it was like, okay, we'll cut a bit of a corner and live with a bit of a deficient service and a deficient product. I don't
That
think that's,
jugaad
yeah, I
mentality
think
has
that,
to be,
yeah, that has to go. It has to be world class. It is being world class. And even, for example, say, look at the design, look, feel of the brands today. We are engineering to be global and world class.
Absolutely, well said. We are almost towards the end of the year, and I want to just quickly get your, if some things that you are looking forward to in 2026, whether it's a trend or whether it's something that you hope to achieve in your role as the chief of FCB or in your role as the Ad Club president. 2026, what are you looking forward to, Dheeraj?
I think to dismantle the suspicion around the viability of advertising agencies, advertising agency model for the future, because I'm very bullish about the growth model of our business, right? I mean, the AdX in India continues to grow, right? It has to make some businesses go up for sure. And whether it is hemming the advertising club, I think this whole positive narrative and proving on the floor that actually works. I mean, that's what I've been trying to do, whether at Burnett or at FCB. And that as a purpose is what holds me strong. And I think 26 we'll see a lot of evidence of that. And we'll be happy about it.
The proof of the pudding.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time,
you.
Dheeraj.
Yes.
Pleasure chatting with
Yeah,
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.